And we're back. That's going to be an awkward video. That is going to be an awkward video. Hey, do you watch the RNG Strategist Archive channel? Sure, which one? The one where he's talking about the great Zeus mayonnaise ball of dicking. Now let's talk about the coronavirus. The natural update from Greek dickings is the coronavirus, of course. But no, that show is not... I agree with you on some things, but I don't agree that that show is in and of itself a harem anime. But I will grant you that everything involving Hestia is just unnecessarily fucking definitely draws from harem tropes. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm not bringing up the picture. She's literally like less than 5 foot tall. She's tiny. She has unnecessarily large breasts that she's always in, somehow she's always in a position where she's like, oh, I fell on you. Oh, I fell on you. And the thing that everyone jokes when they watch the show is the plot thread. For some reason, on her right arm to her left arm is a blue ribbon. Except for she's always like this. So the ribbon goes from one elbow crease, basically, goes under both breasts, and then is on the other arm. And then somehow, despite it being a ribbon, this provides support / lift? Like it's like an anti-gravity ribbon for her breast. So everyone just jokingly calls it the plot thread. Because it doesn't make any sense. It is a nonsense ribbon. Yeah, she could be taken out of it and it'd be a bit easier to understand the plot in that story. Yeah, it's a magical ribbon, of course. And Hestia is supposed to be the goddess of family. Or something like that. Okay. So yes, anything involving her, though, I'd agree with you. Yeah, any plot line or any something involving her tends to be drawing from harem plots and is fucking annoying. However, the main character and a lot of the adventure he goes on is drawing from the Greek roots. So unfortunately, I must on principle disagree with you that that is in fact a harem anime / harem plot at its core. I believe it is a Greek one. It just happens to have a complementary harem thing going on with Hestia and her nonsense. All right, so now that we talked about prostitute reviewers and magical plot threads, what other unnecessary anime this season and or the previous seasons should I discuss to make sure that my archive channel on YouTube never is allowed to make money? Which is also a secondary reason why it's a separate channel from the main one. So never you fear, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube's gonna track me down anyways and be like, no, get out of here. There was a show. What was it? Some show this season. Wasn't in the same vein, but it was goofy. What show was it? Some show was goofy this season. I can't find it. Oh, well, it's gone forever. There are a bunch of movies I want to grab, though. Like the Girls und the Panzer movie. CJ, you're just in time for us to finish talking about prostitute reviewers and magical titty threads. So, you know, you haven't missed much. No, both of those things that I'm not talking about. Kakaguri. That wasn't this season, all right? That was last season. Fucking, I like that show. I really, really do. But the main character makes certain scenes uncomfortable. Kakaguri is the type of show where Kakaguri is basically it's a gambling show. I like the Sherlock Holmes / gambling shows / I pulled one over on you strategy tactician-y shows, you know what I'm saying? Where they'll be able to read a scenario, come up with a plan, how do they overcome this? I like those type of plots and shows. And Kakaguri does that. It's a gambling show. It's about the main character out gambling and figuring out the rules of the game that aren't necessarily put forth. If rule A is true and rule B is true, ergo rule C must be something you can do in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the rules between the rules type shows. I like those type of things. So Kakaguri is a really good gambling show. Unfortunately, the main female character gets, they heavily imply, sexually excited when she gambles. The more the more that is on the line, the more she blushes. The more she gets a very unnecessary face. And if anyone questions her why, she starts to rant about the exquisite glory and release of gambling. If you just overlook that, it's a good show about gambling. Season 2 was, I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you on that. Season 2 was not quite as fun. They were trying to lead to some weird fucking plot point, and then it ended in a cliffhanger. The one thing that they were building up to, they did not even do. It just didn't happen. Season 1 was just like gambling, 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 gambling. Big thing, big thing, big thing. Take out the big guy, take out the big guy. Kick-ass gamble games. Fantastic. Second one was like, we're gonna basically do a tournament arc in a gambling show, and then we're going to gloss over the tournament part of it, but we want to keep drawing your attention to the fact that there's a tournament arc. There's a tournament going on. There's a subplot about the tournament. And then you get to the end. She's done like 2, maybe 3 games directly related to this so-called tournament, and it ends on a cliffhanger. We don't even know what the tournament was or what the point of it was. Okay, cool, fantastic. That was annoying. Probably could have been saved. They put in like 2 or 3 more episodes. It's an Ahego gambling show. I'll agree with that. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I will back up that claim. That is literally what I just said as my complaint about it, is that whenever she's gambling, she develops unnecessary faces. I would call that an Ahego gambling show. If she did not do that, I could easily recommend that show to anyone, but she does that. Sackcloth skeletons. What are you needing? Bones? A forest? I have wood. Cut gems. They want to cut gem. That's what we're missing. Where were we putting gems? Do we have a gem pile? We do. Build, workshop, jewelers is a J. Really thought about the games and twists. They really thought about, yeah. Like whenever they would have like a twist or something, it would also be like directly related to like the core fundamental of how the game worked. Like there would be, you know, like Sherlock Holmes would have the reveal in like the books and shit where it's like, oh, it's elementary. He didn't actually say that, but it's elementary, my dear Watson. Well, you see, there's no dogs in the moor. Something fucking stupid. I'm literally stretching to come up with something he would say. You get my idea, like the reveal, so to speak. The reveal of the mystery. Because I know the British show, for some reason, much people don't like because they kind of didn't give out all the information for you, the viewer, to get it, so it's a bit cheating. I admit that. That's not the purpose of this conversation. You would have the reveal. You'd have the reveal of how he solved the mystery. In the gambling show, and this gambling show kind of does do it pretty well, they had the reveal of she asks like one of the dudes doing the rules, basically, where she does something, the person doing the gamble's like, wait, how did you do that? Or how is this set up? Or how did this happen? And it's like, oh, she turns to the rule person. She's like, you said this was the rule, right? And this was the rule, but can't I do this? Or something like that. You know, it's like, there's always some weird out to the system, which was really good. Why does everyone have so much skill in farming? What is going on? There's no way that's true. I'm gonna test this. Fezzy, do you have a massive skill in farming that makes no sense? Oh, because we have a farmers guild. That is actually legit. Holy crap, that's useful. I forgot we had a guild. Look at what they've been getting from that. Everyone's got skills in butchery, tanning, farming. Yo, I fucking love the guild system. I haven't been paying attention to these guys in forever. Yeah, that's kick-ass. Usually when I do military training, they don't gain that much, but I don't know if he got it from training, wherever like our chief doctor is legendary in tanning. He had a mood, so that's why he's legendary. But he only had a mood for that skill because he'd gained enough in leatherworking because of the Farmers Guild. So that's pretty good. I like that. We need a jeweler, though. That is why I'm here. Before I get overly distracted, We have a bunch of people who should not even be farmers. Let's be real about this. As much as you love it, you guys are all haulers. Now, in here, I need a jeweler, particularly a gem cutter, gem setter. You look like you can be a shiny, shiny rock dwarf. I thought I had a shiny, is it pretty, pretty rock dwarf? Where is, yes. And where did he go? Make sure he's on it. All right. He will make our jeweler's shop. And that will save our dude having a mood. Here's a good cooking anime went to shit plot-wise. Every time I see or hear anything about a cooking anime and I go to watch it, it's nothing but people eating food and then having orgasms. It's always like, oh, I made chicken noodle soup. Oh, my mother made the best chicken noodle soup. This can't be that good. They start fucking screaming. It's like, what is going on here? And then they have scenes where, like, I swear, they're like clothes rip off for no reason. Just from the chicken noodle soup was that good, they just orgasm their clothes off. It's fucking weird. She out-cheats them, it's great. Yeah, basically. I mean, a lot of these gambling shows are all about cheating. Best gambling movie ever is Kaiji the Ultimate Gambler. I think it's Korean, and so you have to watch it translated to English. But there's Kaiji the Ultimate Gambler and Kaiji the Ultimate Gambler 2. I wonder if there's a 3. Ultimate Gambler. So it's called Kaiji the Ultimate Gambler, but you could also track it down through the name Kaiji Jinsei Gyakuten Gemu, which means it's not Japanese, so it must be Korean or something. Jin or Chinese. They're not following consonant vowels. I don't know what language that is, but it's not Japanese. But there's like 2 or 3 of these movies, and they're pretty amazing. They're live action, and they're about gambling, but the gamblings have like real stakes. Like some of the ones is like, oh, that guy lost, so he's just dead. There is one of the ones I think from the first movie. These people are like debt slaves basically, and they can gamble to get out of it and be free again because there's some rich dude who's building an underground city. The plot's kind of goofy in the background. One of the games is he's like, okay, he's in the circle underground and he's surrounded by a bunch of cages, but essentially 3 doors, 3 barred doors. One in front of him does not open, and it's that person's significant other is behind there. And the significant other gets a plaque, and it tells them what the right answer is. Well, in this case, we'll say green triangle, red square. I forget what the actual buttons are. Green triangle, red square. And the significant other gets the thing that says like green triangle. They know what the answer is. However, if they tell the person the correct answer, they get to be set free and everyone's good. That person's debt who's in the room is like half alleviated or whatever, but they don't have to be a debt slave. Basically, they get their freedom back. There's still an amount of debt that they have to work off, but they don't have to work in the mines anymore. However, if the significant other lies to the person in it and tells them open up the freaking tiger cage or whatever, and the tiger cage then eats the person, that person's of course dead, but the person who lied to them gets like all of their debt alleviated and like an extra $10,000. So like the gamble, so to speak, is do you trust your significant other to not lie and kill you? Because they just say what it is, that you don't have to hit that button. So they could lie, say it's a tiger, and you can be like, you're a damn dirty liar, hit the other button. As long as you hit the right button, you get to leave. I don't know, I don't think I remember what happens if they lie to you and then you leave. I don't know what happens then, I don't remember. But like, that's in the movie. It's just a great show, it's a great movie. Just give them both professions, they'll teach each other. It's like, makes sense to have craft store instead of specific bone crafting. Yes. I have Trapper's Guild. They say it's a Ranger's Guild, but only one of them actually hunt. Japan's weird. But no, it's a good show. Like if any, like those of you who watch the animes, of which some of you clearly do, It's not an anime, it's live action. I don't even think it's based upon an anime, but I would suggest watching it at some point. Pretty Rock Dwarf is watching a growing animation and is not in fact building the building like I need him to. Could I please set you as mandatory? Because we need this now. Why are you just... Oh, do I have 2 of these? All right. Bee Master we might keep at some point. Do we have... Okay, how about this? You are good at gem cutting in gym. You are a brewmaster. Fezzy. Fezzy was a brew. I said I was going to bring him back, but now I feel like I might not be able to. We'll just do another hauler. You are also a jeweler's. Pretty wreck dwarf. Well, the thing is, though, because you're saying it makes sense to have bulk professions. Those people aren't even in the farming profession. They just happen to be in the guild. So I have no clue how to put people into or out of the guild. Like, they just do that on their own. I suspect, because it's like my only legit guild, that might be what we're going with. Does they count as a caste? No, they're just dwarves. I don't think this can track down their guilds right now. Occupation? Nope, not occupation. Squad? Nope, I thought maybe that would show the guilds. Anything else sound like it might show a guild? Job type? Idle break, construct, drinking, eat. I do like this. I didn't know this was here. Ah, clearly it's not working because it says 30 people are doing skill demonstration. This version still treats it as military, so it's not reading them as separate things right now. Okay, that's fine. Profession. Yeah, those people weren't all farmers. They just happened to be in that guild. No delete anime. But now, sorry for that. I just had a... I don't know what the euphemism would be. A bat leave the belfry? I don't know what the euphemism is supposed to be for that. Just randomly on an exhale. Can someone please build the jewelers? I'm begging you. Unless we already have it. Okay, jam, cut. Do I have a jeweler's anywhere? Because this man's gonna go crazy, which sucks because it is someone I don't know. Okay, I thought it was a named dwarf. Did you build? Why is no one building? One of them's drinking. Ah, construct building. Here we go. He's gonna build it for us. No, we're not going to, in fact, delete the anime. I'm sleepy. No amount of sleepiness will make up for your declaration that we must delete the anime. We must keep it for the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. Because there's no sense crying over every mistake. What do we want to cut? I say we cut a red... What the hell is a carnelian? We're going to cut a carnelian just because I don't know what that is. Or we can delete the lowlies. Well, see, so now here's the issue, though, right? Mostly, yes. Like, I feel like the character now has too much of a hatred because of a few stereotypes. The problem is that they do goofy things with younger characters. When there is a place, there is a time and a place for them, they need to stop doing goofy shit. I mentioned this last time. Part of the problem is there is a difference between Western laws and what is accepted and Eastern laws and what is accepted. So this unfortunately creates an unnecessarily large gray area that some people still wish to push, and it makes the whole thing get a bad name. A few? So here's the two main issues, right? Before you even get to the fact that there are some people who can't make a fucking plot without like trying to fucking be like, oh, look at this unnecessarily young girl or whatever in an adult situation. Either that, or you have we're going to have this girl be overtly young to try to make her cute, going like the Moe blob nonsense. If we're gonna talk with that. Because sometimes they do the same thing with guys, just not as much. I don't remember what the term for that is. But the problem is, the core issue with this is you see some characters even defend this. So I'm gonna do this off of what is even completely like lowly as in and of itself. Because you end up with like the character that gets made fun of for being young, but who calls herself an adult. Or himself, but again, mostly just because Japan is filled with irradiated pervs. Mostly it tends to be done versus females. And the reason why is this weird limit where someone's like, oh, you're young, and then they say, no, I'm an adult. You can actually put their range somewhere between 13 and 16, give or take, whenever you see a character say that. And that's because in Japan, for some reason, the age of consent or the age of something is 13, not 16. Because I know like the full proper age of consent is like 18 in most Western things, but then you have like Romeo and Juliet laws that lower it to 16 depending upon your age in relation to them. So there's another term. It's not properly age of consent. There's another term that starts with a C. It's like the age of something. I forget what it is. In Japan, it's like 13. Yeah, radiated pervs. In Japan, that age is 13. So not even talking about lowlies. This sets, unfortunately, the ground floor for this nonsense. Whereas it is socially acceptable for a female to be in a position like that as long as the male is within an appropriate age. It's not weird, but both of them could be at a younger age than would be accepted in Western cultures. We'll say that. The reason why I bring that up first is if you treat this as, unfortunately, as the ceiling, then you end up with, if you want something to appear to be cute and or young childish for an anime or anything based in Japan, if the age of you can start considering them as an adult is 13, then anything that has to be childish in Western society would be like a teen. In Japan is like 12 or fucking younger. That's what really causes the lowly / moe blob issue, is whenever they say cute young person, they have to be below 13. And then you have the few people who push it unnecessarily. We're like, but we're going to try to make these people do shit of the 13 to 16 and or above people by claiming they're vampires who are over 1,000 years old. Because just because they look young doesn't mean they're really young, right, man? No, that's fucking pervy, you guys. I hate it when shows do that crap. That shit annoys the crap out of me. I will basically almost not watch a show if I hear the word vampire at all. If I hear the word vampire, I immediately know that at some point there's a vampire who is secretly thousands of years old and is drawn like she's a fucking 10-year-old. No, that's the editor's fault. Irradiated perv. She has to be 8. Then you have Breath of the Wild. Oof, the dragons. Fire Emblem. Yeah, like, or dragons or something. Like, oh, well, they look young, but that's because they're young to dragons. So they're 8-year-old in dragon years or whatever. But dragons live way longer than us. So in real life, they're like 94 years old. They just look like an 8-year-old human because they're really young for a dragon. When they transfer to human, they look young still. And it's like, this is not necessary for a plot, guys. This is not necessary. I want to point out, this applies to both sides of the coin. This is fucking stupid for the people who try to make them be like, oh, maybe I'm in situations where, oh, don't touch me, I'm blossoming. You get what I'm saying? Fucking unnecessary. Conversely, though, when they put him in the, oh, everyone has to feel sorry and take care of me because I'm really gonna act like a really, really young kid. What is that stupid? The maid dragon show. I don't like this girl. I've seen the gifs and shit of it, and I know what's going on. They had the little girl. They had this little, her name's Connor or something like that. They have a little girl in pink, and they do her up like she's fucking 5. Like she's in kindergarten, and she ends up with a friend who thinks she's so cute and, oh, pinch the cheeks and all that good jazz. So everyone just treats her like she's a little kid, and she eats everything, and it's cute. But really also, we're not going to question anything because she's really just young for a dragon, and or she may be really, really old. So they try to be like, oh, it's an old dragon who just likes eating everything. But this means that, you know, when she looks like a human, she's like 5. So it's a little 5-year-old who shoves things in her mouth. Isn't it cute? No, both sides of this shit needs to stop. It's just fucking stupid. Did this guy fucking start yet? I got lost in the discussion. Enod began. Now, how's the doctor? All right, I'm gonna have to do a show mood. I don't know what this man's needing. He's grabbed like 9 ingredients. Cloth, yarn cloth. I think we're fucked. Yarn means wool, right? So I would have to shear an animal from a farmer's workshop. Where is my farmer's workshop? I thought I had one. Do I not have a farmer's workshop? Because if I don't have a farmer's workshop, we are doubly and triply fucked. Do I not have a farmer's workshop? All right, build workshop farmers. We do have one somewhere. Where is it? I don't know. I've definitely lost it. So we'll build one by the animals that we're ranching. Hannah's okay, just don't loot her. No, she's not. That's my point. Don't loot the lowly is just half the problem. Don't fucking awe the moe. Don't fucking loot the lowly. Don't awe the moe. I fucking, because here's the problem. They fuel each other. If you get rid of one, you'll have a lot less of the other. Because you know what fuels the fucking looting, lowly adult shit, is when shows have a character that has a youngish person and they're like, oh, we want to make sure that people know that we're not part of the moe stupid nonsense. So what do? They fucking set them up in adult situations so that people can argue over whether or not you should be looting the lowly. If you didn't have fucking moe, you wouldn't have lowly looting. Lowly looting. If you didn't have lowly looting, you wouldn't have people trying to say, oh, we're not the inappropriate shows and make overly cute moe characters. If you didn't awe the moe, you wouldn't have people looting the lowlies. And if you didn't loot the lowlies, you wouldn't have people awing the moes. Fucking, these are both sides of the same fucking coin. Throw them all in the bag and just fucking start laying into them with a bat until at the end you get a fucking sensible plot. So you're 800, huh? It's really fucking stupid. But that's my point, though. If they would just stop doing overly young characters, you wouldn't have to try to be like, oh, this is a good show. Except for this one thing that might appear slightly pervish, but just ignore that. And then conversely, you won't have the other shows where like, oh, this is a good, like, weird, semi-thought-provoking thing, except for this overly childish character who exists for no reason. Like, I feel like half these characters are tacked on last second just to maybe separate them from the other things. Like, oh, this might have some adult concepts. Oh, people are gonna expect to be looting people. We don't want them looting people. We don't have sexual anything in our show. So we're gonna put an unnecessarily young girl for people to be like, oh, she's really childish. So clearly there's nothing happening here. Every time she's involved, it just drags the plot down. It's stupid. Who needs plot when you have titties like SAO? SAO is just fucking stupid. Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, they did get shot down. What if Kana was older but demanded head pats like a house cat? What? Here's the thing that wouldn't even be happening, though. Older people don't demand head pats. It's not a thing. All right, hold on. My farmers are going to get the other farming thing turned on. And or, did I make a rancher? Tree hater, water wizard, weavers guild, Pretty Prairie rock dwarf planter, Sierra farmer. I'm gonna turn you into a rancher. Did I ever make a rancher? I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. All right, so I'm gonna call you a farmer. but turn off farming and turn on ranching. Which I think means I need milking, cheese making. Those are the two that work, even though shearing should work with that. For some reason, shearing's under the other skill, but I need... Actually, no, wait. We already have it built. What the hell am I talking about? Why is a shearer not doing this? Bear Grylls. Where the hell is Bear Grylls? Oh, good. He's watching people grow. He's literally watching grass grow. Fantastic. All right, where is the new farmer? All right, if you have those two, you must also now have shearing. This is a rule of mine. Okay, a separate rancher thing later on. Well, you don't know furries very well. I know furries. Fucking throw them in the bag too. Throw them in the bag too. Just start fucking laying into them. I don't care who gets the worst of the fucking beating. Because now the problem is, here's the issue, is when something is taken to such an extreme, anything remotely close to that now has to be fucking codified with, this show does this, but this isn't like the bad ones. So the problem of the thing being, now fucking taking the worst of the worst, because taking the worst case scenarios, let's just for the sake of argument say that I'm arguing off of the worst that, I don't know, what would you call it, the furry group? Let's just go with the worst the furry group has to offer, the fucking most degenerate the furry group has to offer. Now means anything involving even remotely anthropomorphic animals has to be disclosed as, yeah, but it's not furry shit. So, as I pointed out, when we read our description of the animes this season, there was one that involved a school and a zoo or something like that that we laughed at, and we just said it just sounds like furry shit, and it basically probably still kind of is. But I've now seen Crunchyroll do a bunch of clips on YouTube, and there are scenes from that show that I genuinely laughed at, that I thought was funny. Namely, they had one where there is a sloth called Miyubi or Miyube, and there's a fucking pink-haired dog girl, and she just keeps screaming about her dying. And for some reason, this made me laugh, and it reminded me of Kenny from South Park. It reminded me of a gigantic You Killed Kenny fucking compilation, but it was one clip on Crunchyroll's YouTube thing about this sloth constantly dying for some reason, which I thought was funny. Never fucking watched the show because it just keeps talking about animals. So now it's like, okay, that's probably just going to be furry trash. I don't know if the whole thing is furry trash or if Crunchyroll is just picking out the least furry trash ones that are mightily amusing and putting them on YouTube. But that's about as far as I'm willing to go with that, because now you can't trust it. Because either A, it is, and I don't want to watch that, or it isn't, and if I watch it, then it's like, haha, now there's a good chance you've watched furry trash. So yeah, no, throw the fucking furries into the bag too. Fucking give them part of the beating so everyone can get sorted out and figure out how to control themselves. Yeah, you can say, well, not every furries are like that. Not everyone who likes the vampire story needs them to be very young, and not everyone who likes the, it's a cute fucking person growing up, like the fucking, I don't know what the English word for moe would be, but whatever the fuck feeling moe is supposed to represent. Not all of them are the worst, but because of people trying to placate and market to the worst, now it's made fucking negative stereotypes amongst a great many things, which is, it's just annoying. Yeah, there's so much Zootopia porn. That's kind of it. Zootopia was a pretty good show or movie. Zootopia was a good movie. It was kind of like a bit ham-fisted with the idea of maybe racism or whatever, but okay, whatever, decent plot. And as who pointed it out, and as to Chuwu, anything else is pointed out, it's now nothing but fucking the central nuclear bomb of furry porn. Fantastic. Kenny, did you hear about the size furry porn the father of anime and manga had in a locked drawer? What? Did you hear about that stash of furry porn that the father of anime and manga had in a locked drawer? No. Where does Happy Tree Friends fall into this rant? HDF was so edgy. What is HDF? Oh, Happy Tree Friends. I don't think it falls into that at all because it's not anime, right? It wasn't anime. It was done by Western thing. So it has different tropes behind it. So I don't think that falls into it really at all. And that happened quite a bit, I think, before furry took off. We're waiting on sheep wool, right? We're waiting on wool. Did that get canceled? Can't shear the animal, no creature. Loom. Plant thread, wool, hair. We'll try to weave cloth. We'll see if we can't get some cloth weaved. Let's go to stash of hand-drawn sexy mouse artwork. What the fuck? Okay, if that's what that man wants to do in his off time, that's what that man wants to do in his off time. Guess what has animals, so it falls somewhere in there. Yeah, I mean, it does have animals, but every episode they all just die brutally anyways. That would be like talking about, that'd be like comparing Super Jail to circuses. Or comparing Super Jail to a jail show. Like, it has a thing in it, but Super Jail's not about jails. Super Jail's about watching everyone brutally die at the end of the episode. This was Son after his death. He died in 89. Like, and again, that's kind of what started this. If you guys want to classify it a rant, that's on you. But that's what started, that's kind of what started this, is just like, because we were talking about the Hestia show. There's a weird thing where just because it has something in it doesn't mean that is its defining feature. Cross-categorization? Is that a word I'm gonna go with? Cross-categorization. Just because it has that category as a descriptor of the show, or movie, or book, or what have you, doesn't mean that is that show, book, movie, what have you's primary characterization. Certain characterization should only apply to shows, books, movies, or whatever if the characterization it is about applies to the primary characterization of that show. I think that made sense. Somewhere in there that made sense in my head because I uttered it, and therefore it must be true. If I could draw well, I'd draw big titties. Do you mean on someone or just draw titties? What do you mean I draw big titties? Just draw a ball. There's just a titty ball floating through space like it's a really fucking erotic beholder. Just a titty ball floating. I'd draw stick-figure dragons receiving head pats. You know, drawing big titties gets some people big money, so there's that. Irrelevant. How's that irrelevant? Yeah, so I think this man's gonna go crazy. I don't have yarn for him, which sucks. We'll do one more check to make sure that's what he's still stuck on. Yarn cloth. I can't make yarn cloth. Unless there's someone to trade with here, which there isn't, he's gonna go crazy. But we have been making blocks and we have been doing digs. We have finished the roof. So the top one is relatively secure as of now. We have to start working on the bottom triangle. Build construction wall, which I think we decided I was gonna do a 2 off of this because we needed it to be 1, 2, 3. So we needed a 2 off of this, which means we need to just tear down this entire triangle. Just remove it from the face of the world. If I had a 2 here, or fuck, just a 1 there, I think. Trying to figure out what that does to this triangle. I think it ends up being a 1. Fuck. We figured this out last stream, which was 2 weekends ago, unfortunately. Now I can't remember how we had solved this issue. I think the issue we discovered was that the bottom area is too close. Like what was 3 up top needed to be 4 down below or something like that. So like the outer triangle is incorrect. We could solve this by just not having the outer moat system. We could do that. And or last time I just got very lucky. I'll have to go back and check the math for what I did on the previous Triforce basis triangles to see how I pulled it off. Because I'm starting to suspect perhaps I just got really lucky. All right, hold on. And cancel this one to do it as a ramp down here. There we go. Irrelevant, just titties. Just floating titty balls. Anime, shit. Oh, that's fucked up. You know, those cat emotes are actually more of a memorial than anything else, as the cat was based off of died last year. Aw. It's very sad. That reminds me, as a side thing, hold on. I am having the characters of my branding done up right now. Fiverr. Hold on. I'm gonna log on to Fiverr and then show you what I'm kind of working on right now. Because for the archives, I have like the 2 characters I've had done before, but they were done not necessarily for the stream, and they were done separate from each other, so they have different art styles. So I've gone on Fiverr, and I'm working on having people do up the characters, so I could get them all together as one art style, and or make them be able to go together for branding, for the fucking screenshot, I'm forgetting what the term is now. The thumbnails of the videos and shit like that. So this is what we've got working on right now as a rough. We're gonna do pictureception real quick. And this is a rough draft we have of the RNG strategist dwarf. What do you guys think? I thought it looked pretty good. And I'm assuming enough time has passed. I'm gonna take that out of the way now. There we go. What do you guys think of the RNG? That right there is a rough. They are going to be coloring it in with details next as part of it. That was just like they did the lines, so I could be like, oh, I think the legs are a bit too puffy. I really like the double braided beard, things like that. So I don't know what all the details are on it. And in the future, like this one, I went for their like cheaper thing. Like I worked out with them the idea that this is gonna be used to build for bigger things. So this first one isn't like the picture that's probably going to be used. This is a picture that we're gonna use to theme off the other characters, like the evil elf, so on and so forth. And then at some point we'll have like a good, possibly semi-action pose picture or something done of them. So right now this is just like this is like getting the characters so that we can like develop the lore of the characters, so to speak. Notice, I got a red chest. What do you mean red chest? The short, sturdy creature found a drink of industry. It is a short, sturdy. The person is really real good though. That's like kind of half the shit I was describing. So I was like, they're like, oh, what do you want? And I'm like, all right, I need a dwarf. They're good with industry. They're attacked all the time. Like I was describing the life of a dwarf in Dwarf Fortress, and then also by the way, it's probably a bookkeeper or a manager, because I need them to look smart and or like a strategist. So they need to somehow look smart. I need a short creature that looks like it does war a lot, but is also smart. The chest that randomly gives you channel points is red for me. I don't know what that means. Why is it red? Dwarf Edition. Yes, a Dwarf Edition. So that is getting done. Like I said, that one was just in line. The person, the artiste, is inking it now, so to speak. They're gonna be putting in details and colors and all that good jazz. Did this person go crazy? That person went crazy. Oh well, we tried. Can't do much about it. So hopefully, why was a dog found dead? Die of old age? Why are my animals not being taken? Have I not forbidden wild animals? Or dead people? Let's just go to the bottom of the map real quick and claim everything. And that wasn't the bottom of the map, it'll have to do. Orders, forbid. Let's just claim everything for now, fuck it. I can work on forbidding things later. That reminds me, weren't we doing birds at some point? Did I or did I not build a bird nest somewhere? Oh, this is where the farmer's thing was, and the clothiers, and the still. I'm a moron. That's good we have one closer at least. The whole thing needs to get moved and done out anyways. We're waiting for the miner to get back to mining and take out the lower right triangle so I can build the new lower right triangle. This is what we're waiting on. What I can do to make this more secure, though, is I can do build construction. I can do an upstairs up here. And, you know what? Let's do like 3. If I do a 3 wide stairwell for people doing left and right, do a 3 wide stairwell here, rock salt blocks. I'll do an up down here. Then I will do a down, have it come around, and have it do the inverse U-bend to make it safe. And then I'll fill in that wall, and then our triangle right now will be completely secure. It's being read, kind of normal. Just click it a few times or refresh, and normally fixes it. I think they try to make it turn red after a certain amount of time in this sphere, but completely mess up, so it'll just randomly turn red. Oh, good. I've been trying to think of some things for that. Because I know there are things like you can have it redeem for point, or you could redeem the points for things already for like emotes and the like. I should probably put in some other things. One of the things I was kind of half thinking, it would probably need to get slightly better camera. This is one of the reasons why I got the double camera setup working. Was not that at all. That one wasn't it. Was maybe someone could redeem it to switch back and forth between the 2 cameras. You know, things like that. Speaking of which, I'm blocking someone who followed. Gingy Ginger, welcome to being a strategist. Let me get this out of your way. I'm interrupting your alert. I'm a horrible person. Thank you so much for becoming a strategist, Gingy Ginger. How have you been? Do you wish to become a dwarf? While we wait for the stream delay to get through so we can reply to that. I was thinking it's one of the things being that you could redeem the points to like switch back and forth between the 2 cameras. You know what I'm saying? Set up barracks on drawbridge on top of a spike pit. When they're all armored, drop them on the spikes to train dodge and armor user? I mean, when they just die, you have to remember, we had training. We had 1 training spear kill a vampire wearing steel armor. Getting these people to train is the most painful. Next dwarf is best dwarf. Yes, Gingy Ginger. If it is not aware, I think it is. I forget what I have for alerts here and there. But if you type in !dwarf DWARF or !dwarf DORF, it'll roll a random number generator that I can use to name one of the dwarves after you. And then in the future, you can type in the same command, and if you're alive, the bot will whisper back to you that you're alive. So if it turns out in the long run that you're a bit of a shy watcher, all you would have to do is occasionally, once or twice a stream, pop in, type in the command, and it'll let you know if you're alive. And if you're not, it'll dwarf you again. So I know some people, even on the internet, are a bit shy, and that's fine. Not every dwarf has to be social. But dwarves do work better if they have names I can pronounce, as opposed to Urs McBeardface 90 million times. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, see, I need to make it do a... See, on the one hand, I made it whisper people so it wouldn't fill up chat. On one hand, I made it whisper people the response back so it wouldn't fill up chat. But then it also makes it look like to other people, like that worked. It makes it look like it's not working, though. Because now he typed in and it looks like nothing happened. But the bot did reply to him. I need to get something down below that explains this effectively. Oh, welcome, one of my victims. I don't know why they're doing. Yeah, what do you guys think? Is that stupid? Is that a dumb idea? Like right now, I don't have it behind the thing. So if I did it down here, it would work better. There we go. So I was thinking about having that be more like finding a way to get the code in. So if someone redeemed the points, I turned off stream elements. It could switch between the 2 cameras. And or I have a lighting system that's supposed to be coded. So I was trying to get it to where people could redeem points for things. I don't know, maybe it's just me. You know me, I come up with goofy ideas and then afterwards, you know, I test them whether or not they are in fact a good idea. But on the bright side, I am not waking up screaming, so you don't have to worry in fear as to whether or not you will get pig squealed. Oh, that reminds me. That's how TikTok described it. He didn't say I woke up screaming. He said I woke up squealing like a pig. Whatever that means, that is apparently what I did. That was the loudness of it. Wasn't just raw noise. It was me squealing like a pig. Whatever that means. I'm sure that won't mean bad things to my sanity if I were to speak to a therapist or something like that. What was the command again? Exclamation mark dwarf DWARF or exclamation mark dwarf DORF? You re in your sleep. So you weren't here for that. So no, I didn't. I mean, I did, but I don't. I did, but I don't normally. So hold on. Let me get him dwarfed and his description before I go into the story. Because I know I'll forget what I'm doing afterwards. Has nickname 39, you are 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're Adim Gebadim. Why is your name Gray? Oh, because you're our mayor. You're our NG Siege. Fantastic. We hate you. I mean, Ginger. Does that mean you have exceptionally red hair? You know, the flaming red hair of justice. Which, of course, nowadays in Hollywood means you must be evil. If I've learned anything from the Phoenix movie, if you are a ginger, you are, of course, evil. That's how it works. Give it a sec. Gingy Ginger. Your character. First of all, let's do your relationships. Gingy Ginger, you believe in Gotham, who is a deity who most often takes the form of a female dwarf and is associated with thraldom. I feel like that's a deity of like BDSM or something. In a time before time, Gotham aided the lizard fiend in becoming a permanent part of the living world in order to make thralls of everyone. So yeah, it's all about control. You pray to a dwarven deity of domination. Okay. And you believe in Rash, most often takes the form of a rotting male dwarf and associated with valor, death, and suicide. You have a friend that does exist on the map, but they are not a named dwarf at this time. As for your stats or your description, is it a he or a she? He didn't feel anything. All right.
Gingy Ginger likes pudding stone, bismuth bronze, blue jade, plum wood, brown recluse spider silk, hemp fabric, giant cheetah parchment, the color brass, catapult parts, turkeys for their snood, Moneras for their long arms, bloodthorn for their sickening appearance, the words of the South Stranger, and the sight of the heliotrope luxury of intricacies. When possible, Gingy Ginger prefers to consume purple amaranth beer and absolutely detests toads. He is susceptible to disease and clumsy. Gingy Ginger has an amazing memory, an amazing spatial sense, very good intuition and willpower, but has poor analytical abilities. He is a short, sturdy creature fond of drink and industry. He dreams of raising a family someday.
No. Death Dominatrix Colts. We've seen the important Discord thing yet. What is the important Discord thing? I probably have, but maybe not. What is the important Discord thing? I'm a mayor and I'm hated. Yes, as it should be. I have a very red beard. Not much hair on the head. Nice. I, unfortunately, am only partially this. It doesn't show up completely well in this camera. Maybe the other camera shows it a bit better, but it's farther away, so it would be harder to see, I believe. Yeah, it's way too far away to see anything. But I am brown and black here, and then ginger fade here. When I was younger, I used to have like blondish hair, but it's gone like brown. I've got a frickin' Neapolitan. I've got a natural Neapolitan hairstyle. Better than having a yak. Oh, I forgot about the yak mistress. I'm just gonna put it here as a text. Please read this carefully. A fair warning. Look out for a Discord user by the name of K$AS with the tag. He's going around sending friend requests to random Discord users, and those who accept this friend request will have the accounts DDoS'd and their groups exposed, with the members inside becoming a victim as well. Spread the word and send us to as many Discord servers as you can. If you see this user, do not accept his friend request and immediate. Okay, well, I haven't gotten a friend request for anything, so I think I'm good so far. I don't generally accept like friend requests from people I don't know. I had one person after a stream I still got to get to the reading part. But I had one person after a stream about 5 months ago. I think I was doing something with TikToks. And about 5 months ago, randomly contacted me. Like they sent me like the voice call thing on Discord. So I thought it was like someone from his group or something like that, but it was this person. And like they sent me a thing. They're like, I rejected that first because I didn't know who it was, and they sent me a text, and they're like, "Can you talk now?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe. Who's this?" And then they sent me a call again, and I was like, "Who is this? I don't think I know you." And then at some point, they ended up getting they said something, and then they called, and I'm like, they're not understanding what I'm typing. So it's like, fine, I'll talk to them wherever. So I accepted it, and it was like a video call. And it was this person I've never seen before or since. And I was like, who are you? Like, are you at TikToks? Why are you calling me? And literally they were just like, hi. Like they just stared at me. I was like, all right then, I don't know who you are. You've not explained who you are. And I hung up. It was the weirdest situation. I wish I had a friend request. It was really creepy. Yeah, like it was a, I'm guessing here. I had a very short time to gather things. It was a lower quality camera, but I believe it was a female who was rather large, we'll say. But like a vacant expression, just... Hi. I was like, straight up, I was like, I don't know who, I said to her, I was like, I don't know who you are, and you've not explained it, so I'm hanging up now. And I just hung up. I had no clue who that person was. It was really weird. So yeah, especially after that incident, if I don't know who the person is, I'm not accepting anything. It was really weird. All right, to the reing. So I did address this earlier. So this will be now multiple times on the VOD for this particular stream. But I went to PAX East. At PAX East, I shared a hotel room with TikToks. He was in the bed to my right. I was on the bed, from my perspective, looking at like the foot of the bed on the left. We had gone to the PAX East concert, which kind of was a letdown. Like, it sucked, but I feel like it didn't deserve to suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of you are like, wow, this sucks. What the fuck is going on? It felt like they were trying to do something, and my thought process is that they got screwed over because of coronavirus. I'm not going into the details of it, but it kind of sucked. So we end up getting back to the room a bit late and go to sleep. And I wake, from my perspective, I wake up hearing a noise. So I get up and I look over to TikToks, you know, like confused. Like, you know, what's that noise? Like, is he making the noise? Like, what's going on? So, you know, I get up and look over at him. And then what I get from his perspective, and headphone warning if I'm too loud. What I get from his perspective is, what I see is, I haven't spoken or anything yet. But what I get from his perspective is, he's like looking at his phone. I need a phone. It's like looking at his phone or something, and he goes, oh my God! Just sheer, unadulterated terror on his, oh my God! So I'm like, what's going on? Because now I'm confused. He's terrified. What's going on? He goes, you're screaming. I go, what? He goes, you just sat up and started screaming. Apparently the noise I heard was me screaming. Like, I tried Googling it. I think it was like a night terror or something. But like, I wasn't afraid. I was genuinely confused. But apparently, according to TikToks, I woke up extremely loudly, squealing like a stuck pig. But in my head, it was just like a dull noise. Like, I thought like maybe something was in like the hallway. Like I said, like maybe it was something he was doing on his phone. But I guess in the amount of time, like the weird sleepy time dilation or whatever, like what seemed to me to be like me going, like looking at him like, what's that noise, was apparently me sitting bolt upright in like a split second, squealing like a stuck pig. Scared the crap out of him. Straight up, I was like, I had to be like, yo, I'm being serious right now. I don't know what you're talking about. Like one of those, like, I want you to understand I'm not fucking with you type of things. Like, I don't know. Was I? And he just looked like he was about to have a heart attack. He's like, I don't know. I think he did it. Like, I don't know if he was making a noise over there or something. But yeah, apparently I scared the crap out of him. Squealing like a stuck pig. It's funny to me, one, because I didn't get to experience the fear. Like, at all. Like, whatever was making me scream, I don't remember screaming. I don't remember any reason to be screaming. I don't remember anything from like a dream or whatever. Nothing. Just nothing in my head about what happened at all. But I do get to live with the second-hand horror movie of just, oh my God, the sheer terror on his face directed at me, causing the terror, I guess. Like you don't really get second-hand, you don't get second person fear. You get first person fear, I'm scared, or like third person fear, he's scared. But you don't like normally get second person fear. Like, you might spook someone, but like genuine fear, unless you're like a crazy murderer or something. And just the image of these second person, like not third person or first person fear from TikToks now just makes me giggle because it was fucking funny. Or at least it is funny now. I'm gonna assume that he doesn't think it's funny, but he also doesn't now have the glory of getting to live with the memory of him just, oh my God. It's like I said, nothing was occurring in my head. There was no like fear, no emotion or anything in my head, just confusion. And then just this fucking raw fear out of his face. It was amazing. It was fantastic. I strongly suspect that next year he is not going to share a hotel room with me. Maybe he will. The funny thing is, so I have Sleep Cycle. What it is a couple of things, but what I primarily use it for is it measures like your noise and your vibrations from the bed to know when you're not in deep sleep. So what it does, instead of having an alarm clock at 8:30, the alarm could be anywhere between 8 and 8:30, wherever you are not in the deep sleep part of your cycle. So it measures your wakefulness throughout the night. You can see you going into and out of deep sleep if you've had a good sleep. If you've been tossing and turning, you can see it mostly kind of near awake because you're not getting good sleep. And if you look at it, it's like sleep, deep sleep, and it's going towards deep. And all of a sudden, at like whatever o'clock in the morning, it just spikes to awake and then jumps back down to sleep. It just fucking just jumps straight up out of nowhere. So yeah, that, like between random screaming without being scared from sleeping and also waking from deep sleep screaming, according to Google, I either have cancer or I had a night terror. And the cancer thing is a joke, by the way, just because if you look up anything on Google, WebMD will tell you have cancer. That's just the way that works. Aramil, what would you do, say, if a Pokemon just walked through your wall? I don't know, it kind of depends on the Pokemon and what it's doing. I'd be confused. I remember when I woke up in the middle of the night and thought that a pile of clothes in the corner was a random horse for some reason. Oh, that's the guy who went crazy. He has finally died. Why would it be a random horse? Giddy up, little donkey. What I want to know is, why are we not removing these? Why are all my dwarves not idle? What are they doing? Oh my God, so many demonstrations. threshing demonstration, herbalism demonstration. This guild is making all my dwarves be really, really good at shit, but man, is it slightly annoying. Is this shit forbidden? What's that? I don't know. A mudkip just walking around. I mean, I'd probably be excited because I think I'd be rich. There's some weird fucking blue dog walking around shooting water everywhere. You better believe I would find somebody to get it named after me. I'd be like, I discovered this. This is the Muddus strategist. The Muddus strategist or something. I get it named after me. There's a picture for it. It says when your phone goes off in the middle of the night and Pokemon Go is just a random mime in the corner of the room. Oh, we should have a vampire guild. And then lock the door when they go in. Because there are a lot of things like, there are things that like make me jump. Like nothing makes me like genuinely scared for myself, we'll say. I've done a bunch of things in the military. I've been woken up to like gunfire. Gunfire and artillery and shit like that. Not major ones. I've not been, again, I was never a door kicker. I don't want anyone to hear this and get some false idea of me that like I was living in positions where people were shooting directly at me. It was more like environmental gunfire, we'll say. There are people that truly get shot at that deserve way more respect for being in the military than what I did. But no, I've woken up to gunfire and artillery and shit like that. Other than that, they're just a whole bunch of things where you're just generally you just accept it. It's like, unless it's within like 5 feet of me, it's probably not gonna matter. If you hear the thumping of artillery, it's probably an allies. If you hear the whistling, it's not gonna hit you. So if something's randomly in my room, like I said, unless it's acting aggressively towards me, I'm gonna be more fucking confused than anything else. Oh, I never restarted the fucking timer. What are we in for time? Are we 2.5 hours into our second recording? Or is it? Oh no, we're just over 1 hour. All right. Well, luckily I thought of that without the timer, but we're gonna have to take a YouTube break. So for everyone on YouTube, thank you all so much for watching. Catch you guys next time.